Sharp edges are a hazard for products that come into frequent contact with people. Putting a fillet or a chamfer in place of a sharp edge reduces the chances of injury. We will use the fillet, chamfer, zoom, pan, and view commands in AutoCAD to alter the door and doorknob that's previously created and that you see on the screen here. I'm going to begin by putting a 1/64 inch fillet on all of the edges of the key slot. And to get to the key slot, I'm going to need to use the zoom command. I can get to that by typing in zoom at the command line, or I can go to the view tab of the ribbon and select zoom from the drop down here. In this case, I want to use the zoom object option, and that allows me to pick an object and then hit enter to zoom in on it. Notice this is my key slot. The circles appear to be quite jagged, like a polygon, because the screen has not recalculated the vectors. I can regenerate my screen by doing a regen, R-E-G-E-N, at the command line, and it smooths those curves after that screen regeneration. The fillet command is available from the Home tab in the Modify panel right up here, and notice you have the choice of the fillet command or the chamfer option. I could also type in fillet at the command line. When I've done so, there are a few options that appear at the command line. Radius and trim are the two that we'll look at. I'll type in R for radius, and I want to specify here a radius of a 1/64 of an inch, or 1/64. I'll hit enter, and then I can select the two lines that I want to put a fillet on. I'll select here, and you can see that a fillet forms in that area. I can go back into the fillet command, F enter. The radius should stay the same by default, but I can type in R and change that again if I'd like to. This time I'm going to use the M for multiple option, which will allow me to continue putting fillets on each of the intersections of these lines. And notice that as I'm clicking on the two lines that I want the edge to be filleted, I simply click near the edge that I want to be filleted. If you don't click near the edge, it might choose an edge that you don't want to be filleted, and you might not get something you want, like I got right there. So here I need to undo that and continue again with my fillet option with multiple being used. And I just continue to click on these edges near the edge. It's putting that 1/64 inch fillet in each of these areas. Multiple obviously saves me time. And after I've completed selecting all of the edges that I want to fillet, I can just hit enter to get out of that fillet command. Now if I wanted to capture this view at the current display in magnification, I could use the view command by typing in view at the command line. That will bring up the view manager, and I can create a new view by hitting the new button here. I'll call it key slot for the name of it. It's gonna display the current display. I'll say OK. Notice key slot appears as one of the model views. I'll go ahead and say OK since I've created that new view. And then if I did another zoom, perhaps a zoom all or a zoom extents, and I can do that by entering Z enter and then E enter for extents. Zoom extents makes all of my drawing objects as large as possible in my drawing area. Zoom all does something similar, except that it constrains the view to the size of the drawing area or the limits, whereas zoom extents will make those objects as big as possible regardless of what the limits are set at. Having completed my fillets for my doorknob, if I wanted to go back to that view magnification, I can use the view tool to do that. But before I do so, let me do a zoom all, Z enter A enter, to show you what the zoom all looks like. It shows the entire drawing area, which in the case of this door is quite big. Now I'll type in view to go back to my view manager. I'll select key slot and say set current, and as soon as I say OK, watch what happens. It immediately goes back to that key slot view that I captured previously. I'll do a regen to regenerate those vectors and smooth out the curve. Now I'll go back to zoom extents, this time using the view tab and the zoom drop down from the navigate panel. Zoom extents. And now I'll put some 1/8 inch fillets on the four corners of my door. And I can get to these by using a zoom window. I could go Z enter, W enter, or I could select it here. And the zoom window will allow me to focus in on just that corner that I want to capture here. I can get into the fillet command, F enter. I'll go R for radius, 1/8 for 1/8 of an inch, and then I'll click on the two edges and it creates that 1/8 of an inch radius. Another way to zoom in and out quickly is to use the scroll wheel. And if you just use the scroll wheel, you can quickly scroll in and out. I can also pan with the scroll wheel by pressing down on the scroll wheel and moving the mouse. Allows me to pan in any direction. Pan is also available from the navigate panel on the ribbon up here. And I could right click, and from the pop-up dialog box I could choose pan here as well. I'm going to pan and zoom to this bottom left corner, and then I'll go into my fillet command and apply that that same 1/8 inch fillet. But before I do, I'm going to choose M for multiple so that I can complete the rest of these fillets in a faster manner here. I'll put in the lower left corner fillet, I'll zoom out, I'll pan down, and then I'll zoom in to the top left fillet, and I'll put in my final and fourth fillet for my door. I'll do another zoom all, and then a zoom extents. I'll regenerate the screen, and now I want to add some other more decorative chamfers to the interior portions of my door design. Again, I can get to that chamfer command from the modify panel of the ribbon with the home tab selected. Here's my chamfer. Instead of entering a radius for the chamfer, I enter two distances, distance 1 and a distance 2, which I want to be 2 inches for the design I'm doing here. So I'll type in D for the distance option that you can see at the command line, enter, and then 2 for the first chamfer distance, enter, and 2 for the second chamfer distance, enter. I'll now select the lines that I want to chamfer, click, click. I need to do some more, so I'll hit enter to go back into the chamfer command, and this time I'll choose M for the multiple option. Notice also the other options for chamfer at the command line. I could also create a chamfer using an angle and a distance. I would type in A for that option. Let me continue to apply my 2-inch chamfers to the interior portions of my panel. Because I have multiple selected, I can just quickly click on the lines that I want to chamfer. And using the zoom and pan options at the scroll wheel, I can quickly pan and zoom to new locations to chamfer the different portions of this door drawing. I've completed all of my chamfers and all of my fillets for my door, and you can see how easy it is to apply chamfers and fillets to your designs.